So let's go ahead and record this session. Okay. Let me look at Apple. So if I were going to try and hedge this, I would hedge towards 320 to 315. And again, I wouldn't want to pay a lot of money for it because it's been so bullish. So let's see how much money it is for that put side. It's very inexpensive. All right. So that's Apple. That is the protection side. 320 by 315, I only paid 64 cents. Okay. 65 cents, sorry. And then on the upside, I'm going to use this base, this entire base area. Stack this up there. That's 100%. Okay. $350 by $360. And I would go out 21 August. That might be too long. On Microsoft, the reason why we were able to capitalize is because I only went out to next Friday. Let me see what this looks like. Very inexpensive again. I really like this. I'm only spending 128 plus 60. So just under 200 bucks for this trade. Okay. Now, if for some reason Apple crushes it, I can make up to $800 on this trade for only $1.28. So I bought the 350s, buy the 360s for 7 August. So next Friday. They would really have to crush it. Okay. My total cost in this trade idea is only, like I said, it's under $200 and has the probability, or sorry, has the potential of making some really nice money. Okay. Let's look at Amazon real quick. Amazon has reclaimed its 200 SMA on the daily. It has a beautiful buy zone at 210. That sounds really crazy for them to go down that far, maybe about 10%. But I always buy put protection where I want to buy. But I want to go a little bit ahead of this. So 215 to 210. This is something I might actually go for Friday, next Friday, because they're going to be inexpensive. 215 by 210 is only 72 cents. Okay. Now, all of these could go sideways and I just get cremated. Just want to make sure I'm clear on that. Okay. Now, there are some things I could do here. Okay. Now I did Amazon. I sold for next Friday. I bought the 215 by 210 puts, super inexpensive. And then I bought the 255s by 260s, super inexpensive. Now I'm going to go into tomorrow and do a iron condor. Okay. Now what I could do is sell an iron condor around the same numbers that I just did for next Friday. Let me just see. That might be dangerous though, but I want to see. Tomorrow is Friday. It's 163% implied vol. I would expect these guys to just go sideways and burn premium. Amazon has an expected move of about $16, which should get us around 250. Okay. So I don't really like using expected moves because you can get run over pretty easy. But what if I were to sell an iron condor at the same numbers that I bought for next week? I just want to see first. So 215 would be pretty safe according to expected range. And I apologize. Let me get back over to the 3-minute on the SPX chart. Okay. Oh, here we go again. All right. So for me to sell an iron condor on the same numbers for tomorrow, I'm only going to receive 140 bucks and I could lose 359. So I've always thought that selling credit is a lot like playing the do not pass line in Las Vegas at the craps table. When you look at it, it looks crappy. It's like, why would I want to do that? But the probabilities are in the house's favor, right? So it's like one of those things where, and Amazon's up $10 today. So I'm gonna have to pass, but if you guys like that kind of stuff, you could take the same numbers and try to sell an iron condor for tomorrow. But the risk to reward is pretty skewed. Okay. All right. All right, so we had those pushed out there. So the biggest thing that can happen is during earnings, both of these can go completely sideways and just really just burn off the premium. That's why I went ahead and went 1 week out on Amazon. And for Apple, I went out 1 week on the call side and tomorrow for the put side. Okay. Now, the intention here on the micros is if for some reason we get a huge spike here, is I can make up for the deficit on the SPX. If we end up just cruising all the way up to 74.80, there is a possibility. And if we got there, that'd be 20 points. And that'd be about $200 on the micros with 2 contracts here. Now, what would be ideal is if my MES kind of stays in this area, we should be able to decay enough to where we could get a $50 return on the contracts there. Jag, who has made 10 million in consulting fees from large hedge funds? Marsh? That's crazy, man. Wow. That's wild. All right, let me turn off the recorder since I'm not doing anything here. I don't want to waste space, if you will.